What's up, folks? Welcome back to my channel. If not back, then just welcome. If it is your first time here, I would love it if you would click on the subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. Today, I'm going to do a look inspired by somebody that I saw on Instagram. Her name is Oat Milk Makeup. I'll put her on the screen with the look here. I liked it because it was like grungy fall vibes, and I haven't done like a grungy sort of makeup look on my channel in a minute, so I'm going to do that today. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette for this look. I love this palette. I just haven't talked about it on my channel yet, and I don't really know why. I've had it for a minute. It's great. So let's get into this look, shall we? Plot twist, I have new products. So instead of my usual eyeshadow primer, today I'm going to be using the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This one is in the shade Medium Deep. I got this because I always prime my eyes, or I always put NARS concealer over my eyeshadow primer. And then with this, I'm hoping to cut out one step so that maybe, just maybe, Papa, my makeup will go a little bit quicker. Not much quicker, but just a little bit. Feeling so far is it's not as tacky as the Fenty primer, and it's still not as dry as the Urban Decay Primer Potion. As far as color goes, I like it a lot. I think I actually like it better than the concealer as far as shade matches goes. What do you guys think? This comes in 4 shades. This one is medium dark. It's the second to darkest shade. You can definitely see me putting this on my lids every day just for like brightening purposes. This has a bit of a peach undertone to it, which makes it a pretty good corrector. So that's dope. If this is medium dark though, I can already tell that the dark is not going to be dark enough. Well, I mean, I guess it all depends on your purpose for it. If you want it to kind of brighten, then it's probably dark enough. But I was hoping to use it for like smoky eyeshadow bases, but I don't think it's going to be as dark as I want it to be for that purpose. It feels like there's nothing on my eyelids, and I can't tell if that's a good or bad thing yet. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Riff in my crease transition area. Now I'm taking Punk and starting my halo. I really love this palette a lot. It's a little pricey, but it's definitely an investment palette. I'm definitely going to do a video where I talk about this palette, and I'm not going to necessarily review it because, like, how old is the Born to Run palette? Do people even care anymore? But the same way I did with my mauve palettes, where I kind of like did a comparison of all of these different palettes at these different price points, I'm going to do the same thing with the Born to Run because I feel like it's a really, really nice staple palette, but it's still a prestige brand and not everybody can afford that, so I want to give some more options. Alright, I'm taking Good Is Gone and darkening it up even more. So far, I'm liking this primer as well, the eye primer. I'm not getting any fallout, which is my main concern whenever I get a new eyeshadow primer. And the shadows are blending smoothly, like just as smoothly as they would with the other combination, if not more so, honestly, because the other combination of the eyeshadow primer and then the concealer, it's a bit more tacky, which can lead to a bit more patchy application, whereas this is just like really nice and really soft. I'm taking Riff again and just kind of warming that up a little bit more. I started lifting my eyebrow when I do my eyeshadow because I noticed that that's what professional makeup artists do on models. And so I'm like, why not me as well? Unless you aren't supposed to do it to yourself. You're just supposed to be good enough to not have to do that. But if you've been here for a minute, we know I'm still figuring out this whole eyeshadow game. But I do like it because I do have more mature eyelids. And so it does help get into all of the folds. Alright, now I'm just kind of buffing on the bottom part of it. Okay, now for the pretty part in the middle, I'm going to take Smog. And just put that in the center of my eye on the halo part. This is the best halo eye that I have ever done. Holy cow. Gonna have to watch the footage back like a freaking football coach to know what went right. Maybe it's because I used a brush. I haven't used my fingers once for this look. My Uber Eats is here. Would y'all watch if I did a mukbang video? There's actually not that many neutral shimmers in this palette, and I like that. It forces me to be more creative. She says that she uses both of the neutral metallics in the palette. While I don't subscribe to like guilty pleasure reading, because I feel like as long as you're reading, all reading is good reading, but I don't feel the same way about music. It's because I am a former emo child who then transferred into like a Zoe Deschanel singer-songwriter hipster child. So I'm allowing myself to like rock with pop music a little bit more than I did in my teenage years. I'm taking Baja, which is the orange shade. I'm gonna sweep this heavy on my lower lash line today. And the one pop girl who gets me every single time is Ariana Grande. Every single time. I think it's because I'm a sucker for a pretty voice, and I can't listen to pop music just for the sake of like the beeps and the boops and the whatever it is that they have figured out will get it stuck in our heads, because I'll listen to it for a little bit and then I'll get annoyed with it. But I can go back to her over and over again because she has just a really pretty voice. Does this look nuts? A couple podcasts that I listen to, the hosts have said, and I agree, that there's no like depth behind her voice. It's a really pretty voice, but there's no like soul behind it, which is fine because it's pop music. And I think that's mostly an argument for when people try to compare her to like pop divas from the 90s. And I'm sorry, just vocals have not been the same since the 90s. And I know that that makes me sound like a mad old person and just like complaining about the youth's music. That's not true. I like the youth's music. But what the youth are not going to do is try to play their elders as though any of their singers or rappers can hold a candle. I'm trying to deepen it now because I like the orange. I like where we started with the orange, but now I want to make it deeper. But anyway, I'm saying all of this to say Thank You Next, Ariana's latest single, on repeat. She's got me like holding my ear as I'm lip syncing. Like I'm feeling that song. That song though, that is a gem. Does it look deeper? I think it looks deeper, right? But I don't want to go too dark. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm going to leave it alone because if I keep messing with it, I'm going to mess it up. So I look like a Lon Chaney. Trying a bunch of new application techniques as well. Like just putting concealer on this inner part of my eye brightens my under eye up enough, and I don't have to bring it all the way over here and therefore worry about this part creasing throughout the day. In her look, she's definitely wearing eyeliner, but I wasn't built for that ministry, so we're just gonna skip that part today. Next up is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Foundation is the NARS Tinted Moisturizer and Velvet Skin Tint. I have a pretty big plan for my videos in December, and I'm very excited to start those. I don't want to say too much before December because I want there to be like kind of like a reveal thing, but it's gonna be fun. Okay, now that my foundation's on, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. Has anybody ever tried soap brows? I don't want to give them a go. See, this is why I need to stay off of social media. It's great. I love it. I learned so much in so many different fields of life, but then I'm also like, I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna buy that and I'm gonna buy this. And it's just not a good look. Not a good look for the environment, for my bank account. I just need to chill. But I want something with mad strong hold to get super feathery brows. Like I need some wet line for my eyebrows. For my next new product, I have a Morphe, one of their bronzers. It's a bronzer contour, shimmery bronzer matte contour. I'm going to swirl them together and use that as my bronzer using my new bronzing brush from Eco Tools, just because I want something more subtle for the winter time, because I don't necessarily want a bronze glow every day, just like a little veil of warmth. Yeah, I think I like this a lot actually for the winter. For my final face product, and a step I don't really need to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. Taking the Amrezy highlight from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is coming back. If you missed it the first time, don't miss it again. It's the most beautiful powder highlighter I have ever used. It can be built up to be super dramatic, or it can be very simple. It can give you that wet shine look, or it can give you just kind of like a lip from within dew. Moving on to my lips. My lipstick is Libra from Bite Beauty. This is going to be the most weird statement I've ever said, but this smells like a chocolate lime Mike and Ike. Mike and Ike's made a chocolate covered lime flavor. Ugh. It would smell like this though. It smells good. And this is it. This is the final look. I don't think this looks anything like Oat Milk's makeup, but I like it. And I've done the prettiest halo I have ever done in my life. So shout out to that. Alright folks, as always, if you have made it to the end of this video, thank you so very much for tuning in. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Till next time. Bye folks.